We have just finished playing Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, and it is so good. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is the brand new open world action adventure game from TT Games, and it might just be the most ambitious Batman game ever made. This isn't your typical Lego game. It's a love letter to nearly every era of the Dark Knight, and it pulls heavily from the comics, movies, and the animated series and creates one giant original ambitious Batman story. So is it worth your time and money? Let's break it down. Now, the combat in this game is heavily inspired by the Arkham series. It's Arkham-style counters, acrobatic moves, gadgets like the Batarang and the Batclaw, shielded enemies that you have to maneuver through, and even perch and drop stealth sections similar to Assassin's Creed or the original Arkham games. It all clicks together and flows together surprisingly well for a Lego game. The linear story levels are really fun, but it's the open world Gotham City that has the real draw of the game. It has iconic locations, villain strongholds, and boss battles that feel more creative and authentic than ever. There are a lot of things to do in the open world. It seems overwhelming because there's Wayne caches, missing zoo animals, wanted posters, poison ivy plants, the Riddler and Cluemaster puzzles, and the Falcone files. But they're all really fun, diverse side missions that keep you entertained throughout, so it's not really a big concern. It just adds to the content of the game. Now, the side missions are rarely ever the same, and each one has a creative component to the game. I found myself genuinely stumped for a lot of the Riddler puzzles. Even though I have experience in the Arkham franchise, some of these did get me a little bit. And even a lot of the Wayne caches around the map have a puzzle component to them where you have to essentially solve a problem to open a Wayne caches, and it's not as easy as you would think sometimes, which is a nice challenge for all ages. The character selection in this game is pretty good. There's Batman, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Robin, and some others, but a big name that's missing is Red Hood. Now, there's references to Red Hood throughout the game, and Jason Todd is nowhere to be found, which is kind of depressing, but they reference him, and I understand that his story is very, very dark, but it could have been adapted in a very streamlined way for the Lego franchise. But yeah, that's kind of disappointing. But besides that, the standout character, in my opinion, was definitely Nightwing. Even though he was just a Robin with electricity, he was incredibly fun to play with, and the animations that he comes with are amazingly stylized. On the downside, though, combat can feel a little bit one note if you're not switching up your approach, and it's not nearly as difficult as the harder levels of Arkham Knight or Arkham City, or even some of the later stuff in Arkham Asylum or Origins, but it's still very, very enjoyable. I mean, it is for all ages, and it's a Lego game, so you can't really expect much from a difficulty standpoint, but yeah, I just had to point that out. The stealth sections could use a little more diversity in their environments, but overall, it is a seamless experience, and it is very, 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 very good, especially for a Lego game and to appeal to all ages. Overall, this is definitely the most satisfying and fun Lego game up to date, especially gameplay-wise. About the traversal, the backgliding does not have nearly as depth or as much nuance as the original Arkham games. You can't swoop down and then swoop back up, which seems a little more like flying, but because you can't actually gain height while gliding, it is technically gliding, and although there is a smaller skill ceiling, it is still very enjoyable, and it makes you feel like Batman. It's immersive, so it's okay. It doesn't detract from the experience as much, even though I would have hoped to have the physics from Arkham Knight, transferred over, but it's okay.
Deluxe Edition or Standard Edition? The Standard Edition, which is $69.99, gives you the full base game with the complete story campaign, 100 suits and outfits, more than 20 vehicles, and over 250 Batcave props and trophies. That's a ton of content on its own. The Deluxe Edition, which is $89.99, adds the Legacy Collection, the Arkham Trilogy Pack, Batman Beyond Pack, and the Party Music Pack, each including themed suits, a Batmobile, and Batcave props. It also comes with the upcoming Mayhem Collection DLC, which drops in September of this year, which adds new story missions and a Mayhem mode featuring the Joker and Harley Quinn, who you can play as. If you're a hardcore Batman fan who wants every suit and plans to play post-launch content, the Deluxe Edition is worth the extra $20, but I would say most players would be more than happy with standard. I won't really summarize the story for you because if you've already played the game, then you already know it. And if you haven't played the game yet, I don't want to spoil it for you. The basic gist of the story is that it takes players across decades of Bruce's life, from a young child to a rookie vigilante to the oldest member of the Bat family. There are 6 different chapters in the story. Each chapter begins with sort of an animatic. The story is just a mashup of sequences from most of Batman's live action appearances, and it remixes them into one single narrative, and it's really cool. Along the way, you unlock characters and recruit allies like Jim Gordon, Robin, who turns into Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Talia al Ghul. You get to fight villains like the Joker, the Penguin, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, Ra's al Ghul, and Bane. TT Games doesn't just stitch these references together, they combine the pieces into something new, and it feels really refreshing and cool, and it feels like a love letter to all Batman films. The ending and the boss fight weren't as good as the rest of the story, but it was still really good, and the gameplay in those parts was really fun. It's surprisingly well crafted for a Lego game, especially, and though some characters do feel underserved by the end, like Jim Gordon and Catwoman.
All in all, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is the best LEGO Batman game to date, and Metacritic thinks so too. It's currently the highest rated LEGO game ever, sitting at an 84 and an 8.6. And we definitely agree with that. It's not perfect. Stealth is definitely a very underdeveloped aspect of the game. There are a few minor glitches that do happen, and the grappler is pretty buns a lot of the time. But if you get used to it, you can manage it. And the love and the attention and the detail that is poured into this game really, really stands out as you keep playing. This is easily one of the best Batman games ever made. We're giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you do enjoy our content, we be posting a lot of superhero content, film, TV, and game analysis, and there's a lot more coming because 2026 has like a bunch of media coming out, and we're going to be reviewing anything and everything that you guys request and that comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely hit that hype button. I've heard it helps us out a lot. Please try it out. If you like supporting the channel, we would be greatly appreciative. Much love to everybody. And yeah, we out.